landing pages in the past to validate an idea or a concept or a product. I'm actually going to build one live with you so you'll get to follow along. We are in day 2 of week 2 of the 30-day founder blueprint. This entire week is all about validating your idea. The first week was ideating, so coming up with the idea, finding your unique niche, figuring out what the customers are going to look like. This is week 2, day 2. We're looking at validation principles, ways to make sure there's demand for what you're trying to do before you waste a lot of time, energy, and money. And today we are going to use a landing page to do that. I'm going to show you an example of a webinar landing page I built inside a solution called Kit. There are lots of solutions out there. All you got to do is go look for them. I use Kit. I've used it for email capture and all kinds of things. I'm going to show you a landing page I built for a webinar that I actually did not go through with. And then we're going to build one super fast just for fun to show you how quickly you can do this, how quickly you can deploy it out into the market. And then you can promote it, advertise it, whatever you decide to do, share it with your friends and family to try and get signups to validate whether there's demand or not in the first place. Now, the one thing I want you to know before I start showing you the actual landing pages I built is that the content for this webinar wasn't even built yet. Had I had enough signups for this webinar concept, I would have then used those signups to help me figure out what they wanted to learn and build the actual content itself. So all I did was build a landing page, post it out there, and I just didn't hit the number of registrations that I would have wanted to continue, so I pulled it down. It's that simple to validate an idea. Let's take a look at my example, and then we're going to build one together live. Down here in the bottom left, I hope you're seeing my screen. Boy, I sure hope you're seeing it. This is inside Kit. It was originally called ConvertKit is the name of the company. This is inside Kit, and this is using one of their landing page build outs. Now, the great thing about this is I built this in no time whatsoever because I used a template that they have. And here in a minute, we're going to close this example down, and we're just going to build a super simple example really fast. It won't be perfect, but it should give you the idea of just how quickly you can build a landing page, get it out into the market, and see if there's demand for what you're trying to do. So I had written a book called Go to Market Made Easy. It's actually one of my many books that are out on Amazon. You can go check that out. I'll put a link in the description. And the book has done well, but I was trying to get together a webinar to see if people wanted more information than what was available in the book, and if I could use that as lead generation for my go-to-market consulting services that I do through my company called Parabolic. And so I was building out this webinar. I had already launched the book, and so that's what this image is here on the left. That's the cover of the actual book. So if you go to Amazon, you'll know you're getting the right one. And then I used a template from Kit. You can see it's called Knox is the actual template. And I just built it out exactly with what they had. I didn't change anything other than the text. So this is where they could register. And this also gets fed and captured. So I would have lists of people who were interested for emails later. And then a nice headline, get your go-to-market questions answered live. You can see you can change the color. We'll play with that here in a little bit. A little bit more text about what's going to be available, and then a live webinar, the date, the time, and let's see. So you can see I actually was going to do this all the way back in February. This is November of 2025 right now when I'm recording this. Get your questions answered live, and to encourage people to join the webinar, I was giving away free copies of the book. All they had to do was register. They were getting the first few chapters for free, no matter what. And then a little bit about me in the back end part of the book is what I used. And then I had all that information. If you're a Kit user, you actually just click share, you copy this URL, and then you can post it wherever you want on your website. You can share it via Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. I could take this link and go to Reddit and share it. I could share this link wherever I wanted, and then people would have been able to go and register for my webinar. You can see a live copy of it right here, okay? So that's what I did to try and validate demand. There wasn't enough, so I killed it, but I've had other things in the past that have gotten enough traction, and I use those to validate demand. So we're going to create a new one, and I'm probably just going to make this up on the fly. So we're not going to do, you could do a form, but I think I'm going to do a landing page just because I'm more used to it. So you can see they have all kinds of templates. we're going to pretend what's attracting me is podcasts. We're going to pretend that I want to launch a podcast and I want to validate demand for that podcast. I am going to look for a simple template, nothing too fancy. Something that's catching my attention is I kind of like this one down here, so I'm going to choose it. Okay, then Kit is going to produce an example of that template. Now, I keep saying Kit, it's just what I use. As a reminder, there's all kinds of solutions out there that you can use to do this. You really don't have to get fancy at all. You could do something as simple as creating a Google form. So let's just look at that for just a minute to validate what you're doing. If you have a Gmail account, you get this for free. You can see I've got all kinds of Google Forms, and they have templates as well. So let's say you're going to create an event, and we're just going to click this and use it. Looks like it's spinning a little bit. The internet, everyone's at home. Okay, so if I was doing an event, I could use this form to validate my idea. Okay, let's see what happened. Did I lose me? I want to make sure I didn't lose me. Looks like I lost camera. I don't know. Maybe I'm back. Okay, anyhow, you can use Google Forms to capture that as well. You could use a Google Doc. You can use all kinds of things to validate demand. It doesn't have to be a service like Kit. Something like Google Docs or Forms is completely free. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to change much on here other than just to say, let's pretend it's coffee and podcasts. I don't know. I'm making up just ridiculous things right now. Like, let's say I'm going to do a podcast about coffee, and I'm not creative enough at the moment to come up with something crazy. And then learn all about starting a coffee business, coffee roasting. Okay, so coffee roasting business, and I want people to enter here, so I don't want them to get the app, sign up for the podcast, and I could go here and edit this image with something fancy of my own, maybe through Canva or something like that. I would always include this type of information. Look how simple this is. This is not very large. This is just getting email addresses, which is kind of cool because even if the validation exercises doesn't go the way that you want, you'll have email addresses of people that you could send links to the next thing that you build, that type of thing. So there's all kinds of things you can do. Change the color here. Let's use one of my favorite color hexes. I don't think it really showed up. Let's just try it again. Let's do here. So what I'm just trying to show you is just how easy it is to do these kinds of things with the right tools. Okay. So I'm going to back out of this one. Not going to save it because I don't want to start a podcast around coffee. Let's try the Google form thing again. Make sure the camera just keeps wanting to turn off on me. So I'm not going to go there. Anyhow. All right. So you can use Google form to validate as well. Nothing fancy here. Okay, very short video showing you how you can quickly use resources to create something and then put it out there. Share it on your social media platforms. Share it with your friends. If you're in a forum, we've talked about forums before. Go to the forum. Hey, I'm doing a free webinar on this. As a matter of fact, just to give you an idea, just yesterday, someone that I'm in a forum group with told me about a book writing workshop that they do, and I am in the middle of writing another book, and I thought for fun I'd go to their book writing workshop just to learn new things. And so what did I do? I went to their landing page that they gave me. By the way, it was a Google form, and I signed up for it. Now, what did I learn in the background? It's been, this type of workshop's been going on for a while, but what she does is she's using that to validate demand for other services that she offers. So I hope you're seeing the power of this. This is a super simple way to validate demand for anything that you're trying to do, whether it's a product or a service. You don't have to get too fancy. You could have this live in probably 5-10 minutes tops and set a goal for the number of people that you want to sign up. You may only care if 10 show up. You may want 25. You may want 100. Whatever it is you set, you can validate demand for a new idea very quickly without wasting lots of time and money trying to get that thing built. Validate first, build second. Okay?